Installing macros in Microsoft Word is an easy process. This video will walk you through installing them. First, we have to get the macro before we can add it to Word. You can find macros all over the internet. We'll be using one of Paul Beverley's macros. To find them, go to archivepub.co.uk. Click on Free Macros on the left and click on the link Macros for Editors. You can download the full ebook or scroll down to access individual parts. Click on Macro Menu, Complete Macro Tool List. The file will probably open automatically, but you might need to download it and open it in a separate program. This file will allow you to find every macro Paul Beverley has in his ebook. Hold Control and press F to enable the search box if you're on Windows, or hold Command and press F on Mac. Selecting it will allow you to search for a specific macro. Paul Beverley has lots of great macros. I recommend MerriamFetch, Google Fetch, or WikiFetch. These will allow you to search for a word in Merriam-Webster, Google, or Wikipedia immediately from Word. Once you've found your macro, open Word and open any document. I created a new document, but you can use an existing one. From now on, the process is slightly different between Windows and Mac. We'll go over Windows first. On Windows, you can view your installed macros and add a new one by clicking on the search bar at the top of the screen and typing Macros, then selecting View Macros. You can also click on the View tab of the ribbon and click Macros on the right. I currently have a macro already installed. You probably won't. If you don't, you won't see Google Fetch in the window that shows up. It doesn't matter if you have one installed or not. Simply type in any word in the box at the top of the window. Click Create. If you already have a macro installed, you'll see two sections of text separated by a horizontal line. The section above the line is the pre-existing macro. The section below the line is our new one. If you don't have a macro installed, you'll only see the text below the line. Select all the text below the line. Again, if you have no macro installed already, you won't see any text above the line or the line itself. In this case, select all text in the editor. Delete the text you just selected. Now go back to your web browser or PDF software with the macro. Select all the text of the macro. As is the case for all of Paul Beverley's macros, it's all the text on the page. Copy the text. Go back to Word and paste the text you just copied into the editor. Click on the Save icon in the top left corner to save the macro. Close the window. We now have the macro installed, but we still need to assign it to a keyboard shortcut. Click on the File tab of the ribbon, click on Options at the bottom, and select Customize Ribbon in the Options menu. You could also right-click on any empty area of the ribbon and select Customize the ribbon. Click on the button in the bottom left that says Customize. It's next to the text Keyboard Shortcuts. Scroll down in the top left box until you see Macros. When you do, select it. Select the macro you want to assign to a keyboard shortcut. If you don't have other macros installed already, it'll be pre-selected. Click on the text box below Press New Shortcut key and input your keyboard shortcut. Word will tell you if this shortcut is already in use. If it is, you can still use it for the macro, but I recommend choosing a different shortcut. Click Assign. Close out of the Customize Keyboard window and the Options window by clicking Close, then OK. Your macro is now installed. Try it out by selecting a word and pressing the shortcut you just assigned. We'll now go over installing a macro on Mac. While the process is mostly the same as on Windows, there are small differences to keep in mind. On a Mac, You can view your installed macros by finding the menu bar at the top of the screen, expanding Tools, hovering over Macro, and selecting Macros. If Microsoft Word is full screen, you'll have to hover your mouse at the top of the screen to see the menu bar. You can also use the Tell Me function to search through Word. To do this, click Tell Me just above the ribbon, but below the blue title bar, and type in Macros. You can now see all your macros. Unlike on Windows, on my Mac, I don't have a macro installed already. As you'll see, the process is almost exactly the same whether you have one installed or not. Type in any word in the box at the top of the View Macros window, and click the plus button in the middle. A window will pop up that allows you to input the code of the macro. To input the code, select all the text of your new macro and delete it. This text was auto-generated by Word, but we don't need it. Go to where you found the macro you want to install. Select all the text of the macro with Command A and copy it with Command C. If you prefer, you could also do this with Edit at the top of the screen. Return to Microsoft Word and the Macros editor. Use the right-click menu to paste, or press Command V. You'll know you've succeeded when you see the name of your desired macro at the top right of the code editor. Now press Command S to save, or click the floppy disk icon in the top left corner. Now exit out of the window. To assign a keyboard shortcut, expand Tools in the menu bar at the top and click Customize Keyboard. In the top left box, scroll down to Macros and select it. Then select your desired macro in the top right box. Click on the white box below Press New Keyboard Shortcut and enter the shortcut you want to use. It will tell you if the shortcut is already assigned. I recommend you use a shortcut that isn't. When you've entered your shortcut, click Assign. Now click OK at the bottom. You're done. Try out your new macro. And that's the basics for installing macros. Good luck!